everybody. Glad you're here. This is the Chase Squirrelson Show, and I'm your host, Chase Squirrelson. And if you're listening right now, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Today's episode is one of those conversations that starts simple and then goes somewhere interesting. So let's jump in. Welcome back to the Chase Squirrelson Show. I am thrilled to be here with you again. ADHD is the world I live in, and perhaps it's the world you live in, or you're living with someone with ADHD. It's both chaos and colorful. It can be fun to be with us, and it can be a pain in the ass, but that's just the way it is. And you're in the right place. Like this morning, if you ever poured apple cider vinegar into your coffee instead of creamer, you're in the right place. If you've ever looked for your iPhone while speaking on it, you are in the right place. You're going to have some fun here. You're going to learn some new things. You're going to learn to be kind to yourself. I cannot emphasize that enough. We have been beaten up so much in our lives, hundreds of thousands of negative messages. And I finally learned at my age that I'm not stupid. I'm not lazy. I'm not unmotivated. It's just the things that interest neurotypicals or things that they need to do are difficult for me. If it's not interesting, it's a Herculean project to do it. Normal people, I got to pay my taxes. I got to do my tax returns. I've got to fill out this form, that form. I got to go get my vehicle sticker. To me, it's the last thing on my mind because I need to solve the New York Times Sunday crossword puzzle. That takes priority over buying dog food for the dogs or something. And that's normal for me. So if you're looking for that jar of peanut butter that you've misplaced and find it in your toolkit, you're in the right place. We can laugh here. We can share our oops stories. This can be an ADHD confessional for some of the things you're embarrassed about. You can say that stuff here. It's okay. I want to hear about your crazy impulse buys from not paying attention. I want to be able to talk about developing new habits that can mitigate our ADHD condition. I want to be able to help us have better relationships with the people that we care about in life and ask them for their help in for us getting better and better and living in this world that wasn't designed for us. And that's really the truth. There's nothing wrong with me, there's anything wrong with a left-hander. This world is designed for righties. This world is designed for neurotypicals, not people like us. And all neurotypical means is that the vast majority of people fall into that category. We're not neurotypical. We're maybe around 5% of the population. A lot of kids outgrow ADHD. People like me, I did not outgrow it. I've learned to cope in certain ways. I know that I can't get up in the middle of a church on Sunday and walk around and ask some people some questions. So we've learned how to modify our behavior, but only for maybe in obvious ways. We have to have a segment, and we will have, I hope we talk about the impulse buy of the week. I have a car that I bought that I just was in with some kind of mood or up and down, whatever it is, and ended up buying a new car one day that I don't need. And now, and not only didn't buy it, but I leased it. Now I'm stuck with this car for another 2 years. How can that happen? Do you know, if you have any idea how many extension cords I have in my basement? Because I can't find them. So I buy another one. I have so many gadgets. I have 3 or 4 rangefinders for golf, and I don't know where they are. I think there's one in my locker at the club, but I've got 2 or 3 others. And this impulsivity, why don't I just wait? Do I need a rangefinder? No, I usually have a caddy. He knows the distance, but I think I need that rangefinder. This is the kind of stuff I do. I have 3 or 4 Alexa devices without the cords to attach them to anything. I don't know where those cords are. My girlfriend has one of those banker boxes filled with extensions for apparatus, and I don't know what they are. I have a dental retainer. I have an Invisalign to straighten out my teeth, and thank God they have been. But I have 3 backups because I'm very likely to lose the retainer, and they're so clear, they're virtually invisible. So where one person can have a retainer, I have 3. 2 weeks ago, I'd been looking for one of them that I had lost, and I found it in on top of a box that I was going to give to Goodwill. How could that happen? Why would I take my retainer out in a Goodwill box? My girlfriend will just laugh. I have probably you can fill a small grocery bag with orphan socks. I don't know where the other socks are. All the socks that don't match. And if I'm in a hurry, I might wear them. And so my girlfriend will say, do you have ankle-length socks on one foot and a full-length sock on the other? Oh, I've gone out and I've done this a couple of times with the different shoes on. They're not the matching shoes because I'm in a hurry. I don't know. I might have, and I'm not exaggerating, 20 rolls of Scotch tape. Why? I don't know. I might have 50 magic markers because when I'm out of one, I order them. This goes on. And what I've learned to do and learning the discipline of trying to do one thing at a time. I'm out of Scotch tape. Chances are I have more Scotch tape than a local Walgreens. They're just somewhere in my house. Go look for them. My girlfriend has really helped me start putting things in this where they belong, and I need to do that. That tape goes here. Car keys go here. iPhone, it's a miracle that I've had the iPhone for as long as I have because I normally lose them, or I'll be multitasking with several things in my hand and drop one in the toilet. And now I have an iPhone at the bottom of the toilet. And this has happened to me more than a couple times. One time I was doing that, and I ended up dropping it into a garbage disposal in an airplane. Now, at the end of a flight, I'm going to go through that airplane to find an iPhone. Oh, my God. I can laugh at that now. I guess in what I'm trying to say now is some of these things that I do are normal for me. And as long as it doesn't hurt anybody, like I don't want to be so absent-minded I'm driving on the wrong side of the road, those kind of things are dangerous. But losing things is just part of me being me. And starting projects is another thing I'm famous for. The other day when we had moved recently and I was going through some boxes and I found old diaries. Of course, I don't have a diary. I have like 7 in various stages of when I did them or completion. So one of the diaries I picked up, and it was only one entry. It was the first entry, and it was June 6th, 1992. And I wrote down, my life is worth recording. I am going to write down something about my life every single day the rest of my life. The next entry was 1996. So I went 4 years from committing every day the rest of my life to skipping 4 years in this particular thing. And I just had a laugh. Who does that? Or I'm going to work out 3 hours a day every day. And then, of course, skip 2 days. So I can make these promises and commitments. And at the time, I could pass a lie detector test. I'm going to do this. And then I don't. It's legendary on how many times I just don't shut up. And I talk too much, reveal too much to strangers, reveal information that people are not entitled to know about me, but for somehow it seems okay. And later on, I'll go, why did I even say that? I need to understand that other people don't think like me, and they are going to judge my behavior. So I need to be careful especially when I'm out in public, because I'm a loose cannon. I guess I can say that with a smile on my face. I graduated college in my major. I'm going to tell you this. I graduated in my major. It was a 4-point grade average. I mean, that was the top grade was 4. I graduated in my major with a 2.01 grade point average. It's my major. What the heck was I doing? I'm probably on record for the lowest grade point average ever for the person in his major because I was supposed to be really interested in that. It's because I didn't study. I don't know how I got through college. And here's a true story. My daughter was evaluating colleges. And so we started to go look at colleges, and she decided to take a look at my alma mater. So we drove there, and we parked on Fraternity Row, where I used to live, and walked toward campus. And it was a beautiful day, and there was this building, a big, beautiful white building, as we were approaching. And my daughter said, "What's that, Dad? What building is that?" And I said, "I don't know. It's something probably brand new since I've been in school." So we got around to the front of it, and it was the campus library, built in 1913. So she said, "Dad, you don't remember the library?" I said, "Well, and the truth is I hardly went there. I don't know how I got through school. I really don't know, because there's no internet then. You had to go to the Dewey Decimal System and a card catalog. I didn't recognize the library." Now, for most people, they'd say, "That's unbelievable." Not for me. Not for me. And my daughter, even laughed, and she said, "Okay, Dad, I know you're not kidding." This battle I live in with ADHD is battling between being in the moment and regretting the past or worrying about the future. ADHD has done that to me. I have so many regrets about my behaviors when I was a kid. And the only way I can survive that now is to smile and be kind to that little boy. I've done a couple guided visualizations where I ended up talking to my little boy as an adult. And it was very emotional, because the little boy got to ask me 2 questions. And one was, "Do you love me just the way I am, and will you ever leave me?" That's what my little boy asked. And that's what I never got. Don't need to get into my family history with divorce and all that, but I never felt love the way I was, because I was defective, in quotes, because I forgot things and I wasn't getting the right grades and I wasn't paying attention. And I was mischievous in school. I was a constant jokester. And I didn't understand this need for dopamine. I didn't understand that I needed those dopamine hits because my brain didn't naturally give them to me at appropriate times. And so here I am. I'll get the dopamine any way I can get it. I can get it by doing something fantastic. I can do something bad. I can do something that feels good, whatever it is. So my dopamine was practically like an addiction, because the brain is supposed to provide it as needed, and my brain doesn't. To this day, it doesn't. So getting dopamine hits in the right way is the way I need to live my life today. Putting off pleasure for doing something that's important and necessary. So all these things I'm learning, and I'm hoping somehow it can help you. Video games and hobbies and social media and chats and playing games, that needs to take a back seat to when you need to get important things done. And that's a lesson I did not learn very well. I guess in closing, what I'd like to leave you with, more than anything else, is if something grabs your interest, if something seems like you need to do it, it's important to do it, pause for a moment and say, okay, what am I putting aside right now that really needs to get done before I play video games, before I go practice pickleball? Put those things off. Reward yourself later. Delayed gratification is very difficult for people with ADHD. Very difficult. I need to learn that gratification comes as a reward after I get the important things done. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. I certainly did, and I look forward to hearing from you. Your stories are probably even more interesting than mine. Have a great week. If this episode hit home, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to someone who'd get it. You can follow the show so you don't miss the next conversation. And if you feel like it, a quick rating helps the show a great deal. Either way, I appreciate you being here. We'll talk soon.
This podcast is for informational purposes only. The content reflects personal experiences and opinions and is not a substitute for professional medical, psychological, mental health, or legal advice. Flint Rock LLC, the hosts, and guests make no representation or warranties and assume no liability for decisions or actions taken based on this content. Always consult a qualified professional regarding your own situation.